世界的这个 NBA 的球迷们看到一个华人的面孔在这个名人赛上面，我觉得还是一件让我觉得挺开心、会觉得挺骄傲的一件事情。所以我觉得特别的想抓住这个机会，所以我想这次对我意义很重大，就是当然要感谢很多人的支持啊，我觉得以后我也希望能够再来。然后多伦多的话，我感觉是人民很热情，粉丝也很热情，就有点冷啊，唯一的遗憾。对。
一凡，其实就说你在广州也读过书，
是
能不能我们是广东体育频道，能不能用广东话跟我们的观眾打個招呼？
大家好，我係吳亦凡 ，Hello， 新年快樂！大家好，我係吳亦凡，新年快樂。
我们想问一下，其实这次是你一个尝试，那么将来有没有可能，比如说在电影啊，或者说在音乐其他方面，做更多跟篮球接触的，或者说相连的一些作品？
我一直在想这些事情，因为其实我自己特别喜欢篮球这项运动，然后我也在做，比如说公益的项目，因为我希望能够帮助更多的人能够去接触这项运动，然后给他们提供一个很好的平台吧。所以我会在未来相信在我的工作里面都能够看到跟篮球有结合的地方，这是我自己特别希望的，所以我也会朝这个方向去努力。
吴亦凡您好，就是您在名人赛之前有到某人队的那个训练中心去训练，这种，就是那个场馆是全新的，请问您在那训练有什么感受呢？
感受特别的棒，我特别的幸运，它是开的第2天我就去了，所以基本上全新的，然后感受了一下这个 NBA 的这种训练的感觉，确实是很专业，而且训练完之后啊，虽然感觉也没有特别练得很辛苦或怎么样，但感觉好像技能点好像变强了点啊。对。
你觉得篮球在你日常生活中扮演的是一个什么样的角色？为什么？还有你最喜欢的 NBA 球星是谁？现在经常看球吗
？3个问题。第一个问题是扮演的角色是，坦白说，在我高中时期上学的时候，就老打球的时候，基本上扮演的是我女朋友，每天抱着，睡觉都抱着，就特别的那个感情深厚相信很多喜欢篮球的人都是这样的，对。所以现在在我生命中还是很重要的一部分，我认为是一个只要看到就会手痒的一件事情啊，这是第一个。然后就是我喜欢的球星，我是最喜欢科比，因为对我有一些人生上面的一些影响，我觉得很鼓舞我吧，他的这种精神，因为他其实非常的努力，他是一位有天分又是一位很努力的球员然后第3个问题是。经常看嘛，现在看的时间确实没以前多了，因为工作原因，很遗憾。对，现在偶尔看一下的话，就会看库里看的比较多一些。
Hey Dave, Chris, thanks for having us, guys.
Hey, good to see you.
Hopefully you guys are keeping warm like the rest of us. I asked Commissioner Silver last night a little bit, so I'd be curious to hear from both of you on this front. What's it like having Yao here this weekend? Obviously the draw of a player like that, but like we said, Lunar New Year period, Toronto's a city with a large Chinese population, and even the things that we talked about, the global nature of the game, which Adam hit on a bunch of times last night. How does that help proliferate that message?
Yeah, Yao is such a great ambassador of the game of basketball and of the NBA, and he's become a friend, and so it's fabulous to have him here in Toronto. For him and his family, actually, they've traveled to Toronto, and to see his wife and his young daughter Amy here enjoying All-Star Weekend is wonderful. He is, we used to say sort of Chinese icon, and he's not, he's a global icon. And so therefore he represents this global game in the most important way. He comes here and isn't just sitting courtside or sitting in a suite watching the games. He's taking part in Basketball Without Borders, the global camp. And I know he's at the Legends Brunch right now. We're just in a few minutes where he'll be on a panel talking about the importance of the globalization of the game. And so whether it's Yao or any of the other 100+ international players that are active in the league, I think he started something, or certainly transformed something, and played a very important role in the globalization of NBA.
And just a quick follow-up, Chris, have you ever met Yao? I'm curious.
Yes, we met yesterday.
Okay, what did you guys talk about other than basketball?
We actually, well, this time around we didn't get to talk really deeply. Always, this is the first time meeting each other, and but it was actually quite it was fun because I never really saw anyone that tall, you know. But very exciting, and I felt like, you know, it's like a big brother to me because, you know, we're all Chinese and all that. I felt like, you know, oh, this is someone that I used to look up to when I play basketball too. Exciting. I look forward to communicate with him in the future and just talk more about basketball. Also, like just helping other people, like I said, that some stuff that I want to do for the youth, for the people for the kids that wants to play basketball but doesn't have, you know, like a good facility to play basketball, you know. So I want to help out.
Yeah, I was really focused on that. I mean, it's one of the things that when he retired, he said, I'm leaving the court but not the game, and has dedicated himself and his foundation to the development of youth basketball. And so what Chris is speaking of is spot on, that we can all work together to help give access, balls, courts, coaching, training, nutrition, all along the line. And Yao is a great partner in that with us, and that's what he stands for. He was at the CN Tower yesterday, one of the tallest buildings in the world, and even there the ceiling wasn't high enough for him.
因为时间问题，咱们再有3个问题，好吗？ We'll have time for the last 3 questions.
David, about 14, 15 years ago, Vince Carter kind of came out and brought Toronto on the map, and he kind of was a role model for some of the young kids. And fast forward to the future, you have guys like Tristan Thompson, Anthony Bennett, Andrew Wiggins, all getting drafted, you know, in the early first round. How close are we to having a wave like that happen in China with Yao, Jeremy Lin, and so on?
It's hard for me to, you know, pinpoint the moment in time when it will occur, but it will occur. I think that there's too much talent and too much drive and motivation in China for it to be stopped. That there will inevitably be not just you know, 1 or 2 NBA players from China, but a whole group of them that'll represent the country and represent it well. Play on a national team that will be highly competitive in Olympic Games. And we work with the CBA on, in particular, coaching partnerships to allow the game to grow at the proper pace and in the right levels in order to cultivate that level of talent. So I'd like to see it happen soon. I'm not sure exactly when it will happen. But certainly what's happened here in Canada with all of the players you're talking about getting drafted, and to see them here celebrating All-Star. You know, Andrew Wiggins wasn't participating in the dunk contest yesterday, but he jumped out of his seat, you know, when most of those dunks went down. And so it is great celebration of Canada basketball, and we'll have that kind of celebration for China too, I'm sure.
And Mr. Shoemaker, Chris mentioned that he has a charitable project going on, trying to find resources, building more basketball court for kids. Yeah. And for NBA as an organization, what have you done, or what is it going to, you know, what is it going to do for this, you know, part?
Well, we pledged 10 million RMB as part of the people-to-people exchange, the cultural partnership between China and the United States just last summer to build basketball courts in China, and that's one sliver of our commitment to social responsibility and to youth development. It was part of a broader announcement that we, and partnership that we had with the Ministry of Education in China, that we partnered with the Vice Premier, Madame Liu Yandong. And we decided that it was very important for us to grow the game, not just by building basketball courts, but by teaching the game of basketball as part of the curriculums and PE classes in China. And so we've already started working with the Ministry of Education to teach young kids how to bounce basketballs, pass basketballs, and shoot basketballs. And my dream and objective is to have that curriculum taught all around China, and we'll see that happen, I think, pretty soon.
吴亦凡您好，就是我听某龙队的工作人员说，您在那个训练之后，好像对那个他们给你提供的红色饮料特别感兴趣。那个红色饮料您知道吗？是 NBA 所有球员都在喝那个。
啊，是吗？
对，
都在喝呢。
您喝的时候有什么感觉呢？
只是猛龙队才喝那个饮料。
科比他们都喝的。
啊，是吗？
是的。
我特别问了他 ，they're talking about the drinks that the Raptors they
Oh,
drink
like
pre-game.
yeah.
Yes, I didn't know that. Yeah, it's good. 我觉得那个我问他是什么呢？他跟我说是维他命 B 好像是，还有那个矿就是 mineral， 就是那个，基本上其实就是补充就是运动饮料，但是好像说更健康一些。喝完之后感觉心理感觉自我感觉良好了一些，真正的效果呢？肯定还是有的，但是我估计我得常喝才行。对，我就拿了4瓶，他给我4瓶，喝完没了。
今晚的 MVP 你会预测谁？
今晚啊，那我肯定预测给科比了。对，因为
Even I understood that.
Yeah, we'll have one last question.
Yeah. I had a conversation with Daryl Morey yesterday, and we were talking about the employment about NBA. Because many Chinese young professional students they can't play like us, they can't play in NBA, but they're interested in working for NBA, or not only NBA China, but also maybe in the future working in the US. And what is your advice, for people who are interested in work with NBA in the future?
Yeah, I mean, I will tell you, as somebody who's an executive in the NBA, it's a dream job. And it's something like less than 1% of all applicants who apply for a job at the NBA get a job. And so I treat it like a jewel every day, polishing it and cherishing it, because it is a fabulous organization to work for, and I get to come to work and watch and work with the things that I idolized when I was a young kid. My advice to those who want to work in the NBA is to do the very same thing that you would do if you were playing basketball, which is dedicate yourself to your craft, work very hard, overcome adversity, and be a team player. And then submit your resume. And we are a growing company in China. We have some incredible staff, and we'd love to entertain as many people who can work for us as will fit in our office. How's that sound?
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Great. David, would you like to say a few words to other reporters before we wrap up?
Yeah, well, I would, because All-Star this year in particular falls on a tricky time, in that it interrupts a very special time of the year for each of you. And so I want to say thank you for taking time out of your Chinese New Year to come and spend time covering us as you do throughout the year. You cover us with great interest and great passion. And so appreciate your coverage and your partnership, and I also want to wish you all a very happy new year. And I know we have some gifts for you as well, so thanks very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
一凡，你看有没有要跟大家说两句？在咱们走这边。
大家辛苦了，辛苦了。Thank you too. Do you understand Chinese?
I don't. It's okay.
I thought you would. That's true. But yeah, Happy New Year. 新年快乐，然后祝大家这个猴年大吉，猴年行大运，然后特别冷。